Story time. I'm gonna try not to make this too long, but so I have this friend who I've known since birth, pretty much birth. I'm older than her, but birth, okay? Families are friends, parents are friends. So last year I had a Lollapalooza ticket to see Stray Kids, and I've stayed in Stray Kids for over a year at that point, maybe 2 years. Um, and she didn't know what it was. She didn't know what K-pop was. I mean, she knew what K-pop was. I tried to get her into BTS. She didn't care. I tried to get her into 17. She didn't care. She ignored the fact that I was like crazy about these Asian boys or whatever. Her words, not mine. And would make jokes about like I'm still not black or whatever, because growing up, if I liked anything outside of like black music, black culture, then I wasn't black. So last year I have Lollapalooza tickets, and I was worried about, I live in LA, and I was worried about flying to Chicago and being away from my kids for more than a few days, um, and having to pay for like a hotel and stuff. And like I could afford it, but I didn't want to. And so I was really anxious about the whole thing. I was anxious about going to a music festival, which I'd never been to before. Even though I go to concerts all the time, I don't go to festivals, especially big festivals. So I called her to ask for advice. Bad idea. That's one of the first places I went wrong besides getting back in touch with her. And I told her how like I was anxious and I have anxiety issues anyway. And she was like, why would you want to go to a music festival? Ain't no way in hell I would go to a music festival. And then she pointed out all the things wrong with music festivals, including like, being up on people, getting sick. It's going to be hot as hell. Ain't no way she was going to do that. She thought I was stupid. I even considered going to Lollapalooza, and basically talked me out of it. And I remember where I was when she talked me out of it too. I was out shopping. I was at a Target. And that's beyond the point, but she talked me out of going. And then she was like, who are you going to see anyway? And I said, Stray Kids. And she was like, what the hell's a Stray Kids? So I showed her Stray Kids. And then within those next 3 days, she glommed onto it like it was her thing. And then went out of her way harassing people to try to find out if she could get their wristbands just so she could see them that day, because it was already like 3 days before, leading up to, or whatever. I forget the amount of days, but she started going around asking people like, are you going to use your, like, people who had the whole weekend wristband, if she could borrow theirs just for one day, and she would pay them like $100 or something. So she goes to see Stray Kids. She knows I'm at home upset, and she tells me, you're upset with yourself, you're not upset with me. And I'm like, but you also helped talk me out of it. You told me there was no way in hell you would ever go to a music festival, and I was crazy for trying to go to a music festival. So she goes, she has the time of her life. She's texting me on and off like, I'm having the time of my life, this is the best night of my life, thank you, bestie. And then she starts trying to figure out where their hotel is, and asks me what hotel do I think they are staying at. I don't know, I haven't been to Chicago in 13 years. I don't know what the fancy hotels are in Chicago that they would be staying at. But she was on the phone with me trying to figure out what hotel they're at. At one point I just like, I don't want to be her friend anymore. Now keep in mind, that was not the only problem. I did not unfriend her because she went to a Stray Kids concert. I unfriended her because of a lifetime of shit, and that was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. Um, every moment of my life, I feel like anything that I was into, she would glom onto it, and then had to do it better than me. So like, any boy that I dated, you know, and I would break up with him because of reasons, she would end up with dude. So there was Jerome that she happened to run into at Six Flags. That ended up being her boyfriend. And then James, I broke up with him, and then she ended up with him. And then there was other James, I broke up with him, she ended up with him. There was Andre, who I had a crush on, and then she ended up with him, or not ended up with him, but flirting with him. Like, it was always boys. I did a movie with a dude, she ended up with him. I No, it was a TV show I did with him. There was another dude who I dated and slept with and was with for a while, and then next thing I know, she's hanging out with him. But also, she owes me money. She owes me and my husband money. There's a lot, okay? So if she's going around saying that I unfriended her because of a concert, it's not it. That was just the straw that broke the camel's back. That, and I see that she went to their concert in Chicago, because I was stalking her Facebook page, because why wouldn't I? I see that she went to the Stray Kids concert in Chicago yesterday, and I'm just like angry, and I'm like having PTSD from the whole Lollapalooza thing last year. And a couple of days ago, I found the wristband that I had from Lollapalooza, because I ended up selling my ticket, but they send out a new wristband to the like person who bought your ticket or whatever, and they just like deactivate yours. I found my wristband the other day, and I'm still upset. I am still upset. Like I I'm not over it. And you know, again, this is a person who is not only with boys but other stuff. Like everything that I've ever liked, she took it and was like, "This is my thing now, and I'm gonna do it better than you." When I wanted to move to Los Angeles, me and my husband were spending time like carefully cultivating how we were going to move to Los Angeles with our kids, and him trying to find a job. And she goes, "Oh, you're moving to LA? I'm moving to LA." And then she moves there sooner because she has help from her parents. Like we couldn't get there when we wanted to. She moved there like 3 or 4 months before us. Um, and then once she was out here, she just used us as babysitters. Like she would leave her kids with us all day, and then I would try to call her, and she's like, "I'm still asleep." So we became babysitters. And yeah, there's a lot. She was sleeping with a rapper, a Grammy Award winning rapper, and loaned him money. The Grammy Award winning rapper, she loaned him money. And so she didn't have money and asked me and my husband for money so she could pay for her son's birthday party, and she still has not paid us back that. I let her borrow my van, and because she had to drive her son to this a dance recital or something out here in LA. And she told me not to tell my husband, and I was stupid and I didn't. And then she brought me back the van on E. She didn't even fill it with gas. She slept with our friends, our mutual friend's boyfriend, not once but twice within like 5 years of each other. Like she slept with one dude, and then like 5 years later, she slept with another dude. Both of them her boyfriend, and that friend still talks to her but doesn't talk to me, and it's probably because I stayed silent. Why am I spilling all this tea? Because I don't give a fuck no more. It's 2025. I'm 44 years old. Maybe I'm being petty. I don't care. There have been years of me like taking bullshit from people and staying quiet about it. And I'm sick of that. I'm sick of being nice. I'm sick of being the girl who's always like, yeah, they hurt me. I'm going to go cry in a corner. And I don't care what her rebuttal is if she sees this. Because what is your rebuttal? I mean, you're a bad person, period. And you can say that I am too. I really don't care. I said I wasn't going to make this long. It's like 7 minutes long. Anyway, 2025 is the year of like not taking bullshit anymore and telling people how you really feel. And this might be therapy for me on top of therapy.